what is, what is the definition of an investment property? Does it have to be collecting or being an investment for 2 years? Is that sort of the
So
rule of
that's a
thumb, or
great question. So you're sort of asking me two different aspects there. So what is
okay,
investment property? It's really all about the intent upon acquisition, or at least as it now, somebody could buy something as their primary residence, and then they can abandon that primary usage and move to Long Island or Jersey or Westchester, wherever they're going. And
okay,
and then they come to you and they say, Martin, listen, rent this thing out. I don't want to sell it just yet. I might move back in down the road, whatever. So then, of course, you would expect to see some income. Just buying something for the mere appreciation has been deemed not sufficient. So you do
okay,
want to ideally see rent income from it. As we said, of course, depending on the asset, land is not going to be something you would expect to see that. There
okay,
are many applications where, like myself, once upon a time, I did live in the city. Many people ultimately move out when they're starting a family. Maybe they hold that condo and start renting it out, or maybe they're a little bit older and their children might, getting out of college, move into that apartment. Those are situations you have to be careful of. Ideally, you would have fair market rent paid by the family member. You don't
got
want
it.
that, deemed personal usage by the taxpayer. So again, if you just stick your kid or mom into the property, that's going to be deemed really the taxpayer's personal usage, and would sort of
Got
run
it.
foul of the 1031. But to your point, so it's all about the intent, and certainly collecting rent, evidences, and depreciating that property. Those are going to be good facts. You asked sort of about a time period as well. This is not for people that are flipping properties. So somebody that
Got it.
you sell a property to, they buy a condo, they fix it up, little spackle paint, and give it back to you a month later to sell. I know you love that. Earn your commission when they bought it, and earn your commission on the way out. But their intent was never to hold it as an investment. Their intent was always
Understood.
to resell it. So that would be a situation that would be problematic for them. Also, a developer, somebody that buys an apartment building or builds an apartment building, and they have all these condo units, that's going to be inventory to that developer, to that taxpayer. That's going to be
Got it.
subject to ordinary income tax. But it's not to say that they can't hold 10 of those units on their books as investment. And in fact, hopefully they rent those out. And then at a later point, they should be able to sell those and do a 1031.
That makes sense. Got it. And then again, going back to kind of the time frame is because I think the law doesn't necessarily state a specific time, but 2 years is the general
So we
practice.
talk
Or
about, like, for you're asking for a period of holding period.
yes,
Yeah,
correct.
so we do talk about a 2-year holding period for a variety of reasons. There are some related party rules that look to a 2-year holding. I know we're going to talk momentarily about second homes / vacation homes and the revenue procedure for that, which uses a 2-year holding period. So, of course, that provides a little bit of consistency by way of the tax returns, creates some consistency about the depreciation. Time is only one factor, though. I mean, I can show you a case where somebody bought something and held it for 11 years, but as I mentioned earlier, they acquired it with the intent to subdivide, and they never moved some of those onto their books and records as investment. So although they held it much longer than 2 years, their intent never changed. It was to resell
Ah,
that. So you have to be careful about